Hello, you guys. It's me, the Metaverse Explorer. I'm back this time. We're going to be talking about the Optimism airdrop that just happened over in Optimism. It's a layer 2 on Ethereum. So first off, this is the Optimism homepage. This is what you're going to be looking for. In this video, I'm going to be telling you the airdrop details that happened in airdrop number 1, how you can get further airdrops, and just get involved in the ecosystem. So let's get started. Thank you very much for watching. This is me, the Metaverse Explorer. I've got 7,000 and I'm about to reach 10,000. So thank you very much for liking and subscribing. I hope you like this content. I put a bit of effort into it. So let's get started. Not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. So please trade with caution if you are trading. Or I would say don't trade at all. Don't even swing trade. Just buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and hold it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Okay, let's look at the details for the Optimism airdrop number 1. But firstly, you can check your eligibility on the Optimism website. Basically, there were some criteria that you have to have met before you can get an Optimism airdrop. If 1, you were an Optimism user, 2, you were a repeat user, which had a criteria. You had to be using it like once every 4 weeks, once a week or 4 weeks or something. If you were a DAO voter on Ethereum L1, if you were participating in any DAOs at all, you might have gotten an airdrop. If you were using multi-sig signers, that is a differentiation. If you donated to Gitcoin grants, which are on layer 1, which are kind of a retroactive public's good funding thing. So you basically think of it like a Kickstarter or a charity thing where you're able to donate to some specific protocols, they build a product, and then it helps the entire ecosystem grow. And then, of course, if you were priced out of Ethereum, which a lot of people were, basically, if you used a bridge. So if you're able to, bridge from Polygon to Ethereum, Matic to BSC or something else, because, Ethereum was way too expensive, you had to go somewhere else, they rewarded you. So that's very good. If you were able to, they're happy for you to come over to Optimism, get some of their token, even if you didn't bridge to Optimism. So let's get started. Let's have a look. Myself, I was very lucky enough to receive a very small allocation, only 254, but hey, I am not complaining. I am super happy. The only thing I was able to do was be a DAO voter. I do participate in a few DAOs within Ethereum, but I can never vote on chain because fees are just so much and it just prices me out so much. And I know this is not a small amount, so I wanted to give my thanks to Optimism for rewarding me as a contributor within Ethereum and within Optimism. And I know it's not as much as some people like Anthony Sassal, who got like 30,000 OP tokens, which is crazy, right? Well, he is like an OG investor, OG Ethereum maxi. So yeah, I assume he would be getting this much. I've got like only 254 compared to it, but that's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm happy. All right. So as you can see, this is my own wallet here. These are what I was eligible for, and I was only eligible for one of them. So I thought I'd do my part, do a video, tell people about it. So how could you have gotten an airdrop? Let's have a look at some of the statistics, shall we? The airdrops for Optimism number 1, and there are multiple airdrops, other airdrops coming. Optimism users had a number of addresses that were eligible for this. So 109,000 addresses who had used Optimism prior to a snapshot date. They were actually allocated some OP, and they got a large portion of 727,000 OP tokens. And then if you're a repeat user, and you can see the repeat users received 2 actual allocations, they got 2.3k Optimism. That is a large amount, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know what Optimism is trading at the moment. It might be up on CoinGecko. Let's have a look at them. Maybe perpetuals or like futures or something like that, not spot, because the token actually isn't available yet. If you were DAO voting, 82,000 addresses got 254, which is what I got. I am in this small category, so I'm very happy for this. It's the smallest category. I'm still happy, no problems. If you're a multi-sig signer, you got 1,000. If you're a Gitcoin donor, now I actually was a Gitcoin donor, but I didn't use Optimism to donate. It was, I think, Starknet, or not Starknet. It would have been, I don't even know. I got to go back and find out, right? If you donated to Gitcoin, you got 520, which is very nice. And if you were priced out of Ethereum, if you used any of the bridges, you got 383 tokens, which is pretty nice. That's it for now. There's a lot of other stuff down there, but let's not go ahead too deep into it. Now, you got some tokens, right? Who else in the ecosystem actually has tokens? And when you look at the token schedule and emission schedule, this is where you get a bit more information about the entire ecosystem. Let's start all the way on the top right-hand side corner. So we have 25% is the ecosystem fund. So 5.4 to the governance fund, partner fund, a seed fund. I want to know what price the seed fund got in, and they have an 8.8% unallocated. They haven't figured out where they're going to put this 8.8. And I actually think that's a good thing. You know, you don't have to have everything planned out. Have a small section of your token that's still available for others to use, or for voting, or for something to be utilized for something in the future that you don't need. In case there's a giant hack or something, you can give these tokens to those people if that passes, you know. The user airdrop is 19%. That is a huge amount. Airdrop of a 90% token, that's ginormous. The first airdrop that we're talking about is 5% at the moment. There's still 14% of token airdrops, like 3 times the amount of airdrops to still come out. I'm going to bring this up so you can see as well. Let's have a look. So on the bottom right-hand side corner, which is where we're looking, there's 14% still to go. So there's 3 times the amount. I already said that 3 times the amount to still go out. So how are you going to get these? You have to participate in the Optimism ecosystem. Let's keep going. On the bottom left, we have the core contributors, who are 19%. These are the people building the actual protocol. We have 17% going to the sugar daddies, or the sugar zazzies. These guys are the OG investors. They gave the core contributors some money to bootstrap this entire project and get things started. So of course they deserve their allocation. I need to know what price or what funding they gave them, and I need to figure out how much they actually contributed to this protocol in case of like in regards to funding, to see, you know, what price they got the token at and what price is it trading now. Is it good enough value for me to go into it? And then we have a 20%, which is retroactive public goods funding, which is very similar to the Gitcoin grants. This is a very good thing, which means if you come to Optimism, if you build something very good, then you get a retroactive public good funding grant, which is awesome. You know, it spurs more innovation, involvement. Let's go ahead and move on, shall we? This is a smaller breakdown of it. So these are the descriptions. The Ecosystem Fund is a retroactive program meant to stimulate development in the collective ecosystem by providing funding to projects and communities. The Retro PGF is a mechanism to adequately and reliably reward public goods for the impact they provide. The user airdrop, it begins with airdrop number 1, and there's going to be 2, 3, 4. We know this already. The core contributors are the people who've been working tirelessly to bring Optimism Optimism Collective into existence. And then the sugar daddies, who are the investors. I know sometimes we really hate on the investors, but you know, these guys needed money. People needed to be paid to pay their mortgage, to pay their food bills. Who's going to pay that while they build this giant protocol for you? Let's go ahead and talk about airdrop number 2, 3, 4. So they say an allocation of 40% of the token supply will be held in reserve for future user airdrops. As a result of the gameable nature of airdrops, we all know this, everyone airdrop farms, the Optimism Foundation will be responsible for determining airdrop metrics as fairly as possible. And I think they're actually going to be super fair, just like they did in this airdrop. The intent behind airdrops is to distribute them to addresses which positively impact the Optimism community. The best way to improve your odds of receiving future airdrops is to get involved. And I'm going to tell you how to get involved yourself. And let's not forget, they still have an 8.8% not allocated even to airdrops. So there's still a giant amount of token supply. If you want to get involved, you can even do a DAO proposal and say, you know, of this 8.8%, let's give 0.8% to these group of people who are doing this for Optimism. That's a simple way you can get involved. Let's look at the unlocking supply, right? This is what we're going to be looking at on year 0, which is where we are right here. This is the going to be the total circulating token supply. It's going to be community airdrops, which is what we have here, and that's the 5% that we have right now. Okay, and then on top of that, there's going to be another 20%, which is going to be the community fund and the retrograde public grants funding. And then we go ahead onto year number 1, which is where the core contributors and the sugar daddies start investing. So basically, they can't touch their tokens for an entire year. Only what's circulating at the moment is going to be us, the community. All right, I'm going to go back here. Only us, the community, and then we're going to be able to use our tokens as we see fit. Trade them if we want, sell it to people, and then, you know, people buy them off the floor from us. That's the way it goes, right? So it's very interesting to see that there's a 4-year full locking cycle. So I'm very happy with this. 1 year unlocking for the core contributors and investors. I'm happy with this as well. And I'm happy that there's a large circulating supply initially and not like a very tiny 1% circulating supply. All right, how can you actually get involved, right? Use the bridge. So this is how you can start getting into the ecosystem. You can use app.optimism.io/bridge. This is the official Optimism bridge. On the left-hand side is the app that you're actually looking at. I'm going to pull this up in full screen as well. So over here, all you have to do is, if you've got Ethereum on mainnet, connect your MetaMask wallet, connect whatever Ethereum wallet you're using. And you can see my wallet, I got a tiny amount, 0.12. I'm a small little fishy, guys. I'm a little krill, really. I'm not even a fish. Connect your wallet, you can deposit some ETH in here, and then it takes your ETH over to Optimism. And you can see I've got a small balance on Optimism. On the right-hand side is all the different apps you can actually use, all the different bridges, all the different, chains you can use to bridge it over to Ethereum, over to Optimism. So you can use, Ethereum mainnet, Polygon, BSC, Arbitrum, Gnosis chain, or even if you want, you can do a card payment and buy Ethereum directly on Optimism, as well as some centralized exchanges that you can get onto there. Next thing, we are not the only people to be thinking about this. You can see the TVL has been increasing since August, which is all the way down here, all the way to where we are now, which is April and May. We've seen it go from below 100 million to over like 474 million. And now that the token has gone live, people are going to start getting involved in the ecosystem. And now you'll see TVL just start going up and up and up because people are starting to get involved, right? This is what they know. Like, they know that there's more airdrops coming. I'm going to come be incentivized to use the protocol, get an airdrop. Very easy. How can you get an airdrop? Not even for the Optimism token itself, but for other tokens within the ecosystem. All you got to, what I would say is go to DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama is an aggregator of all information for some of the different chains, and we're able to see what the different protocols or dapps are on Ethereum, on Optimism. So on the left-hand side, we've got all of them listed. Just the top 16 with up to 1.8 million TVL. I wouldn't even go that low because that's a bit too low. The ones of the ticks are the ones I think are worth using at the moment. So Perpetual Protocol, very well known. You can use Synthetics and Uniswap, but they already have a token. They're not going to do any more. If you want to be an LP in Uniswap on Optimism, go ahead. I don't think you'll get an airdrop for Uniswap at all. Maybe for Optimism, but that's it. So I would say look at the ones with the ticks, which is Perpetual, Lyra Protocol, Zigzag, Pika, and Polynomial Protocol. Now, why these specific ones? Because one, look at the chains they are on. So Lyra is only on Optimism and only on Ethereum, okay? Zigzag is only on Optimism, only on Arbitrum. That is a native, layer 2 protocol. Pika and Polynomial are only on Optimism. So if they get an airdrop, like, there's nowhere else to go but Optimism users. So it's a two bird with one stone. Use Optimism as well as participate in these protocols that don't have a token. You can get a double token airdrop if you're lucky. All right. I would say Lyra, Zigzag, Pika, Polynomial. You're free to use any of these. Like, if you're going to bridge, use the Optimism bridge, or even use the Hop Protocol bridge, or you can use Live Finance bridge. Araka's Finance is good. People are saying good things about, where is it? Clipper. It's a kind of concentrated, small liquidity provision service. And they have good fees. So I think people are saying good stuff about Clipper. But for myself, the TVL is super, super low. So I wouldn't even go close to it at the moment. All right, let's move on, shall we? First thing, there's two differentiations we want to talk about: the token house and the citizen house. They want to divide these into two separate parts, right? This is just experimenting with this. The token house, which is what a lot of the other protocols we see are, your token house is you have a normal token and that token is transferable. Because of this token, you can do lots of different things, such as project objectives, the project incentives, the upgrades, the treasury funds. All of this is normal. We already know this. Now they're planning for something slightly different as well, which is an addition to the entire ecosystem, which is the citizens house. This is for the retroactive public goods funding. So this is going to be coming in the form of an NFT. Okay, and we know this, they've been talking about this for a while, and these are going to be NFTs that are called soulbound. So before that, let's talk about both of them a little bit. So the upcoming airdrop number 1 establishes the token house, which is the one on the left here, for project incentives, upgrades, treasury funds. Okay, it distributes OP to thousands of addresses that have engaged in positive sum, community-oriented behavior. Token holders get to vote on the distribution of project incentives as part of a governance fund, protocol upgrades, and more. Next is the Citizens House, which is on the right-hand side, right? This is the retroactive public good funding. It's to facilitate and govern a process to distribute retroactive public goods funding. Citizenship will be conferred by soul-bound, non-transferable NFTs, and the set of citizens will grow over time. But this is basically the community ourselves, because we don't want to be like Sybil attacked. Lots of people can create addresses. You can have multiple identities within the ecosystem, but these are going to be soul-bound, only one per account. And that means you can't sell them. It's your account. It's like your livelihood, right? So they're trying to say, get involved. What does soul-bound actually mean? It means they link it to another article where basically think about account-bound. If you play games and you get like a really powerful item, like a legendary staff or something, it's only going to be to your account, so you can't trade it. And usually these items are the most powerful. They are very, very rewarding for yourself. Now, it's only rewarding to you. You can't sell it, okay? So this is like, it doesn't have a price. You have to earn it. This is like your trophy. It doesn't mean anything to anyone else. Like your sentimental value item doesn't mean anything to anyone else. To you though, it means a whole bunch of it. And they give a small explanation. It typically requires completing a complicated quest or killing a very powerful monster. Sometimes you need lots of people to help you. And this is the type of idea that they're trying to convey now, because NFTs are everywhere, right? And people buy and sell their NFTs as soon as they get it. You can sell your governance rights really, really easily. They don't want that. If you're involved, they want you to stay involved. That's your account-bound NFT. So what I'm trying to say at the moment is get involved in the Optimism ecosystem. It's very simple, guys. Start voting, start using the dapps. The gas fees are still a little bit high at 0.75 cents, I think. But I think that's reasonable. Even if you have like $100, $200, just do 1 or 2 transactions and keep coming back and voting on governance proposals. That's it for now, guys. I'm going to leave you with my dance and Pepe. You know what to do if you like and subscribe. Thank you very much. I'm going to keep dancing for you until we go. Bye-bye.